There's been a bit of an update with Brad Taste and music. So I know we spoke about Brad Taste before. Okay, let's explain it a little bit. He admitted to getting arrested for domestic violence. He then talked shit about his girlfriend. He then apologized for that. And now something else has happened. Some audio of the interaction that got him arrested got leaked, and it is absolutely horrible. So my conclusion on the last stream about Brad Taste was I believed his ex just based on the way his ex presented information and the way he was presenting his information. He was not presenting it well, and he did not seem like somebody who was telling the truth. Turns out I was completely correct because the audio has been leaked. I listened to the audio whilst really stoned and hungover, and it legitimately made me cry because it was horrible. So if anybody has some sort of issue with shouting, don't watch. I think we're gonna have to go for Sly Boy again. He presented the information well, and I think he seems to be the first person to do it every single time. Which I'm surprised this drama isn't actually going that far. What do you mean it made me cry? I told you I'm an emotional guy. It was just horrible. I just put myself in somebody else's shoes. I have some sort of empathy, Logan MT. I'm not a robot. I was also just baked and hungover. I'm allowed to do that. What was his name again? The Brad Taste lookalike Sly Boy. He's updated us. This has gotten way worse. This has gone from kind of funny but not nice to this is heinous. This is demonic. Brad Taste is no longer Brad Taste. He's been taken over by some sort of demonic entity, which makes him unfunny, talentless, and also a horrible person. So
Chance you see this, stop uploading. It's not good for your audience. It's literally good for nobody at this point.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think he just has some sort of he's just manic, and he's also a massive attention seeker. So he will just upload to try and turn his audience back on his side. But he does it completely wrong, because all he has to do to build an audience again, it will never be as big as it was. But all he had to do was just silently come back and work on himself in the background, whilst having to do the minimum amount of work for the maximum amount of money. He became what he swore to destroy, Ronnie Radke. I'd probably say that I don't know, Ronnie might be better. It's hard to say. They're both horrible, but let's not compare horrible people right now.
It's a highly appreciated music review channel. He has weathered a series of abuse allegations.
He was one of the most liked YouTubers back at this point. Everybody liked him. And do you know why people liked him? Because he seemed genuine in the way he presented himself. He seemed like a genuine, down-to-earth guy. And that's crazy how much people can fake this shit. I could be faking it. I could be streaming right now, and then later on I just could go out and start kicking dogs across the street. I could go to my local park and hunt down chihuahuas to boot as far as I can. You don't know that. I'm not 34 years old.
Lately. 2 new pieces of evidence just dropped. Brad created titled My Response, which he uploaded and then quickly deleted.
I don't know, what's the point? I think he must go into manic states where he records these videos, uploads it, and is this is what I'm going to do. And then maybe he realizes. I think that the fame got to him. I do as well. And I don't think he can handle having a lot of attention on him at all. And I think because he was so well liked for so long, he kind of built that ego where as soon as you get negative attention, you're what the hell is going on? For me, I've gotten hate comments from the very beginning. I got hate comments from my first ever upload.
And the second would be this. This is Brad's own community posts page, where he made a post saying, trigger warning, abuse, the full uncut audio that got Brad arrested.
That's crazy, because he didn't put that on himself. Somebody got into his account. I assume one of his editors or somebody who had access to the account. They must have seen what Brad was doing, what Brad was just completely lying about. And you'll find out, because I remember in the old video, he kind of just mentioned how he just shouted at his girlfriend at the time for being annoying, I guess. Not what actually happened, which is demonic. Genuinely a horrible audio, a horrible piece of audio. In dramas like this, when people say that there's something bad, there's a trigger warning, I'm usually just oh, this can't be that bad. This audio is horrible.
Still up on his community posts page. I don't know if his YouTube channel is compromised at this point.
I really do wonder if he's going to come back and respond. It's just so the slop can thicken.
However, once it gets to the third video on the downfall of a creator, it feels like we are very much in vulture content territory. Let me be precisely clear about the reason behind this particular...
He's going to come back as a right-wing grifter in a month. I don't think even the right-wing grifters will accept him. I don't think he can fit really into any niche now.
A pretty significant amount of people in my comment section to accuse Brad's ex of intentionally, falsely portraying him as a physical abuser when no physical abuse actually happened.
There's more to abuse. I don't know if it's considered domestic violence, but there is more to abuse than hitting, punching. You can emotionally abuse somebody, you can verbally abuse somebody in any kind of facet.
The contents of this video completely exonerate Brad's ex. Sufficient reason to be concerned for her own safety. And you know who else believes this? Brad.
She truly believes she was in that much danger. I think
when we hear the audio, you will understand why she thinks she's in that much danger. If somebody shouted at me like that, I'd be frightened. I'd try it. I'd tie them down and try and do an exorcist on the motherfucker.
She's completely valid for that. She truly believes that everything she...
Yeah, Brad was a huge liberal, but like, how much of this was fake? How much of him was fake? That's what we got to like think about now. Was his explosion at his ex just that, an explosion that happened because he has like obviously really f***ed up anger issues and also is just incredibly like unhinged, it seems, mental health problems. Was he like that all the time off stream, you know?
She's done is in self-defense, and what I'm here to say is I completely believe her. I believe this is something that was developed specifically for this relationship so that she can...
He's literally admitting to being abusive and admitting to gaslighting her into being more afraid within the relationship than she would have been in any other relationship. That's fucked.
I do think it would have been better for the entire dialogue on this if Brad's ex had been more clear about exactly what type of abuse she was accusing him of.
Yeah, but like she didn't want to get into it, did not want it to be out on the internet, and then Brad put it out on the internet. I don't think she's done anything wrong in this situation at all. Bro was not intimidating in the slightest to me. I'm not saying I'd be intimidated by this like skinny fat music YouTuber. I'd fuck him up, but he was scary sounding. And you got to remember the power dynamics that just exist between men and women, especially in a relationship that was as abusive as this seems to be.
But I understand why it played out that way, and I think that's a very, very light criticism in comparison to everything else going on in this situation. Brad's pitch in this video is that he and his ex were equally victims of each other.
That's disgusting.
that everything I
stopped watching Brad when his fans got a bit racist towards Japanese people. Did that happen? I do not follow this man.
or like trying to victimize myself through what she...
But he does in this video. He victimized himself.
I want to show you that I have a pretty strong understanding of the situation. We are both victims in this situation, like equally.
The way like the gaslighting has kind of developed. The first video, he was the victim because his ex turned all his friends against him for nothing. Now they're both victims, and now since the information has come out, the only victim that I can see is his ex-girlfriend. He's got the nicotine pouches in the back. This man is hanging on by a thread.
But I also think it's worth mentioning the things that she did in self-defense and like why they would result in me losing it and screaming.
If anybody has an experience with abuse in this way or doesn't like shouting, like mute the audio or leave the stream. I welcome Liam Donovan being the new Brad. I don't. He knows absolutely nothing and has also done some pretty heinous shit in the past and is just very unlikable. And he hates me because I fucked with him a bit. If only because he is a hot twink. I disagree. I wouldn't fuck him. I wouldn't. Not with a 10-foot pole.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. He sounds like a demon.
My family, everyone I've been around my whole life is loud. They talk over each other.
It makes you feel better. You seem nicer than Brad. What a compliment.
But they never mean anything bad by it, so I never really saw anything wrong with it. They're just trying to show their emotions, and so that's like me when I'm yelling.
Look at me in the fucking eyes and say that again! Look at me! Tell me!
It's actually demonic. Brad is a f***ing demon.
So the problem...
Oh my god. This is done well because the contrast between him speaking normally and him going demon mode.
Get scared of that.
He sounds f***ed up, man. He's demonic. I would not you would need an exorcist. Bro's trying to be black metal. This is not fun. The chat. Sounds like the dude from Bib. Can we not? This is a horrible situation, and I completely am on the side of his ex, and I hope she can get over the horrible shit that happened to her. Chat, can we not try and compare the leaked audio of Brad to vocalists within heavy genres of music? Did he know the audio existed? Yeah, he did. So basically, he got arrested because she recorded it, and then she sent it off to all his friends, and then all his friends cut him off.
What I'm trying to say by this is this situation
Got to sample this demon voice. It's a good idea. That is a good idea. But I'm not saying it's the right thing to do, and I'm not saying I would do it.
a matter of a bad match, because we like worked perfectly with everything, but it really was me yelling.
Oh, it sounds like you definitely did. It sounds like it was a blossoming, flourishing relationship.
And again, I would basically yell because, you know, just like out of instinct of trying to get a point across, or even sometimes just tell a joke. I didn't mean to scare her.
Tell me what the fuck you just said! Tell me! Look at me and accept what you have done to me! Do you see what I've become? You've killed me! You lied to me!
Vodafone's new customer service is easy.
Thank the Lord. We get a nice little Vodafone ad to break up that. Sometimes you just need a little bit of a relaxing capitalistic break. Jesus.
She starts acting very nervous.
It genuinely sounds like what a pit bull with rabies would sound like if they can speak. It is very unsettling. That's what confused me about it. I just thought it was going to be him like shouting and insulting her. His voice is demonic, is evil. Deaf Heaven vocalist. Did she summon the demon that's possessing? As the Brad taste is the topic. Chat, calm down.
Then I'm like questioning why she is.
Get out of my house! Get out of my fucking house!
And then that's
Anakin
when
Skywalker, he has the high ground. Fuck, man, this is not. I can't like stay serious or anything, especially when chat's cracking jokes.
I would start yelling, and then
Chat.
I'd see how upset she was. I'm like, holy shit, wait, no, this is not what we're supposed to. Like, I was just trying to, get my point across.
Now, obviously,
Average black male loudness. Chat. You cannot. You cannot. Chat. Chat, stop it, please. You've killed me. Blood thinks he is writing a Morrissey lyric. Brad's been hitting the fucking source. Brad took White Boy Summer too far with this one. He sounds like the Smosh shut up sound. Streets killed me, millennial. I want to say again, I have all of the sympathy and empathy in the world for Brad's ex. It's a horrible situation. He's a disgusting person. It's not a funny situation, but chat is making me laugh.
I'll also include the unedited.
Bro, speaking the way Spanish people whisper, I'm gonna get in trouble.
We just were not a good match, fundamentally.
Yeah, I heard the full audio leaks. All you really need to do is hear those examples of him going full demon mode, you know?
We were a bad match. We had a lot of stuff in common, but this one aspect, like,
The jokes are about Brad, not the situation. Good.
basically, again, like, resulted in 5 years of gaslighting.
No, we were all making fun of Brad and not the victim, obviously. But it's like, I just don't want to, like, chat. I'm responsible for all of you, you little freakazoids. Is that okay?
And, like, I went fucking insane. Like,
Not a good match, yeah. Doesn't seem like it. No, I don't think this person can really match up with anybody apart from a literal demon hellspawn.
no one's listening to me, no one understands me. And once again, a lot of that's the fact that I'm yelling.
He sounds like the Doom Hunter from Doom Eternal.
And I have a partner who can't listen to me while I'm yelling there.
So don't yell at her then. Like, also, this is not yelling. I don't understand what was happening at the end of the audio. He's like screaming like, you've killed me, you've ruined me. Just like full on gaslighting. It's his fault the situation is so f***ed because he's just continuously crashed out and just is a massive pussy.
And like yelling is how I get like naturally my emotions across. So much of me is being missed.
If somebody was screaming at me like that with that kind of tone, I would be like, what the fuck are you saying? I can't get any information. After all, you're the one in charge of what misinformation we spread. Chat, I could really weaponize you. You guys seem down.
Brother, you're not describing an incompatibility between the two of you. You're describing an incompatibility between you and all other humans.
That is true.
Brad then gets into his accusations of blackmailing. Kind of falls flat the way he explains it.
Yeah, this is insane. The blackmailing is like, oh, I did something horrible, and now you're holding the horrible thing I had over my head. Don't do the horrible thing.
Basically blackmail. So blackmail is basically like somebody holding you by a chain at all times.
I think, yeah, we know what blackmail is, Brad. Yeah, that would be a punch if someone yelled at me like that. I probably would react in that manner.
I think the fact that she has stuff that she can like destroy my life with over my head is crazy.
How dare
I'd just scream louder, but understand that most women aren't as dumb as me and recognize that an emotionally unstable man like Brad could really hurt you. Yeah, and also I'm pretty sure his ex had trauma with like yelling and stuff. Some people, some accusations of blackmailing. Oh no, his career is over. Shit. You have a career that you probably don't deserve considering you're faking your entire persona to be this nice friendly guy whilst you are literally an abuser. I have this evidence that could take away this entire career. That's not really blackmailing. That's just like reality. No wonder Hive Mind ghosted him if they heard these audio clips. Like, damn. Yeah, no, I would cut off anybody if I heard shit like this.
Because in the leaked audio, we find out that he was the one openly talking about him calling the police on her and telling them that
this
she
is
was
crazy
abusive
as well.
towards him and getting her falsely arrested for that. He fully admits to that in the leaked audio.
If you don't respect me as an individual, then you can honest to God get the fuck out of my house.
Both of our names are on the lease.
Yeah, that's just not how you sort out a situation in a relationship, especially if both your names are on the house. You can't be like, get out of my house. It's not your house, Brad. If you signed to get the house together, it's both of your houses. It doesn't matter who put the money towards it.
So that's not going to happen. And also, you are not
I'm gonna
entitled-
call the police.
He lied completely. He was doing all the things that he accused her of.
Yeah.
I despise this dude as well.
You out of here.
Both
I
of
will make a story up. I will get you out of here,
Both of
Tina.
our
Oh my god, what a...
names are on the lease, so you will not be doing that. And
I will say my partner has been emotionally abusive, and I've asked her to leave many times. And despite the fact that I have no support system, she has refused to leave and has continued to emotionally abuse me.
Okay, so realistically, in this situation, what would be the best thing to do if you can't live in the same house as your partner for a time being? This is the worst thing, is gaslight her and emotionally abuse her and verbally abuse her. You'd have to figure out something. Could be like, okay, well, if you don't want to move here, would you? There's a way to figure these things out. Even if a relationship is not working, there are ways to kind of figure things out where it doesn't have to sway into literal abuse.
Hey, I need space, and she refuses. Can you please escort my partner somewhere else so that I can have some mental peace? That's
Right.
what I'm going to tell her.
that's so...
I'm going to call her.
Okay.
You done? You need to get out of my house.
trouble with eye contact.
It's it's the crying that gets me.
I do.
I am going to call the cops if you don't stop lying to me.
One thing here, she said that she struggles with eye contact in terms of confrontation, and then later on in this audio, he is demanding that she looks him in the eyes. That's just f***ed. Where the fuck did this even come from? Plenty of people smoke weed and don't act like this. Mania, really bad mental health.
Are you done?
What am I lying about?
All right.
What am I lying to you about?
All right.
Like, he is fully the person in power in this situation, and that's one of the most disgusting thing. You can hear it in the audio. He's been louder.
Well, you gotta hide the weed.
Brad, they're not gonna, we're both on the...
Yeah, it does. I'm gonna say my partner is emotionally abusing me.
She records it, she shows it to the cops, tells them how dangerous I am, they arrest me, and it feels like the biggest fucking betrayal of my life. So, like, it really isn't, not my fault as much as it is, Like, I don't know. Whatever.
What a fantastic statement from Brad there. What a fantastic statement. That really closed things up.
If Brad had not admitted that it was valid for her to feel in danger, I would have a much harder time concluding this case. But he did say that.
No, that audio speaks for itself. I don't agree with that. That audio completely speaks for itself. That audio is clear manipulation, gaslighting, and verbal abuse. There's nothing else to say on that.
Brad did happen to watch any of this video. He's probably left by now, but in the off chance he hasn't, I truly am not rooting for your downfall. I'm just going to call a spade a spade.
I'm going to put Fent in his water. I don't want anything bad to happen to anybody in this situation at all. I want Brad to go to fucking therapy, go to rehab, and reflect on the things he's done and hopefully sort himself out. I hope Tina can move on from this, and like she can also stay away from the toxic parts of the internet that's related to Brad. I just want like Brad to go away. We shouldn't ever hear from him again, ever. No tragedy, nothing, no comeback. He's gone. He can't handle the internet. And Tina, she can do what she wants, but I hope she's able to kind of recover from that.
I'm sure you're very much like, fuck what this guy thinks, because I'm the one getting views off of criticizing you this week. But if any part of you is like morbidly curious for my 2 cents, here it is. Go to church, dude. Fucking go to church. And I'm not being facetious. I'm being 1000% honest there. Whatever shit you got going on.
It's something. It's better than nothing.
Is not from
He needs like heavy therapy and obviously rehab. He needs heavy therapy. Church can help people in that sense. I'm not Christian, but I'm not against that idea. Get back in the therapy rehab cave.
And I'm not talking about career or YouTube reputation or anything. I'm just talking about like mentally. You're not gonna bounce back by just like chilling for a sec.
His redemption arc, if it is gonna happen, if it is an actual redemption arc, we're not gonna see it because it can't happen on the internet. I don't know if he does actually take Adderall. That was literally a guess. That was literally just a theory that I had on my last stream. I'm not actually sure. Horrible situation. I genuinely hope we hear nothing more about this situation. Everybody's made their 2 cents. This isn't like this goes further than silly internet drama, because there is a victim and there's a perpetrator properly in a real life sense. And the only reason this was dragged up to the internet is completely Brad's fault for admitting it and forcing this to happen, forcing the hands of people that knew he was lying. That's why this has all happened. I feel so bad for his ex-girlfriend in this situation, because she obviously wanted to forgive and move on. It seemed like that's what she wanted to do, and this has been dragged up. I think she is still the biggest victim in this entire situation, and I don't feel bad for Brad. Not to be cruel, but I think maybe 1% of narcissists will recover. He will just do it to somebody else. With a narcissism thing, he does seem quite narcissistic. How much is that is through his internet fame? Because for a time he was like the most loved person in music YouTube. I'm nowhere near as big as him. I get nowhere near as many stream viewers as him, and I also get hated on every single day. So it's going to be difficult for me to kind of build that same thing. But it's not about me. I obviously have very much different traits to Brad Taste in music. How much of that narcissism is related to him, like his YouTube fame? Was there any other information? That was the rap. Brad Taste in music's private. I found it. So this is actually he uploaded. He is actually manic. Shit, he is really on a downward spiral. He is just, his response to this is rapping over this scuffed DJ software.
Don't remember what you said in our law. Look,
It's Narrator, is it?
I remember too.
Narrator looks horrible. Okay, it's really hard to understand like what he's actually saying, but the bars are in the comment. Who the fuck picked this little sorry ass beat? I am 100%. Yeah, what is he mixing right now? Schoolboy Q. It's hard to understand him. I don't know why he's not rapping into the mic. Okay, so let's read out the bars here. See, I like the delays because it makes it pay off. When you are doing drugs, you should really stay off. Bitch, why are you acting so soft? It's like you don't remember what you said in our loft. Look, I remember it too, alright. We've been through 5 Decembers too, but you don't understand my position here as a man. He obviously wrote this. I refuse to believe this is a freestyle. You see, I was providing. I was letting you live inside of a house I did all the work for, and that was cool, but if I mentioned it, oh wait, I mentioned it. I did it for a reason. When you're acting like I'm committing treason, it's Lambo season. Bars? Oh, speaking of gift, let's send a tape. Hey, I guess this isn't an official diss. It's your bitch that I kissed. It's your bullet that I missed. Yeah, talking to your sister. Team sending the footage of screaming at her. Yeah, giggling. Shouldn't have done that. Just what I meant. When blackmail was how I spent, thinking love was going to keep this shit together. I should have known better. She was something different, something I can't provide. Something more than just a hole I can be inside. Bradley. But I ain't nothing but mold in her eyes. I ain't nothing but cash flow. Look, if I drop it, I know I'ma pick it up. You know I'm sipping that lean inside a sippy cup. I said, don't stop, girl. I'm finna nut. Look, she was into that kinky stuff. Look, I understand she didn't need it rough, but she understands what I give. She'll always be enough. This is the same day he recorded the third response video. He's in the same shirt. He wrote those bars. That's disgusting because he's like his what the fuck? His position here is that she should put up with anything he does because he provides for her. That's what it seems like from this. He keeps going back to him being the moneymaker and him providing. That's what he keeps going back for. And of course the Lambo and the cash flow. Well, you can't argue with the man there. Don't stop, girl. I'm finna nut. That's ridiculous. 2016 double XL type shit. There is self-awareness in there somewhere. Is it self-awareness or is it mania? I think he's just manic. But maybe, like, who would do this? My flatmate is watching a film so loud. It's like a car starting in the film. The floor vibrated. No self-aware person would have the guts. No. Okay, well, I think that kind of proves that Brad Taste has some pretty poor mental health. I really do hope I do not have to talk about this again for the sake of everybody. I really do hope that this is it. This is over. I know we made some jokes in this video. It's obviously not a funny situation. It's funny to make fun of Brad. I'm happy for me and everybody in chat to make fun of Brad, but I genuinely wish all the best to Brad's ex. 100%. Inshallah, Cooley will prosper another year. Inshallah. Obviously, there were jokes involved. I'm not trying to make the situations horrible, and I hope everybody does the right thing and everybody's able to heal from this. Boom. So let's move on. Brad Taste and being retarded.